It's honestly not cold enough to be drinking hot beverages, but here we are. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amber Rose, also known as the Religious Hippie. You can basically follow me on any social media platform, or you can go straight to my website at thereligioushippie.com. If you'd like to support my ministry, please consider donating. I'll put it below in the description. Every little bit helps. And if you can't donate, please comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps us with the algorithm. Thanks guys. So I feel like it's kind of been a hot minute since I've really just sat down and talked with you guys, because I do all these other videos and they're so good and I know you guys love them, but I'm really missing like that connection that I had with you guys that I had when I first started my ministry. And so today's going to be just a little catch-up video, I guess, just kind of updating you guys on my life, what's going on. And then of course you guys are absolutely welcome to update me on your life. Please let me know what you have been up to, what you're looking forward to in the comments below. I would love to read them all. So the first thing I want to touch on that has kind of updated in my life is mental prayer. This is the first thing I wanted to talk about because it's so important. So I just watched the video, The Urgency of Prayer by Gabby After Hours, and oh my gosh, guys, you need to go and watch this video. If we want to become saints, we need to do at least 15 minutes of mental prayer every single day. Mental prayer is the breath of the soul. That is what we should be doing. Prayer is the breath of the soul, and mental prayer is the best type of prayer there is, in my opinion. But in this video, Gabby really dives in depth into mental prayer, and I know it's long. It's an hour and a half long. Listen to it in the car, listen to it while you're cleaning. Please just listen to it. It is so important. And he explains why we need mental prayer and how to mentally pray, which is not something that I've had in the past. I myself have always struggled with mental prayer. I just can't sit still long enough. My mind is filled with a billion other thoughts. I've always found prayer journaling to be more fulfilling and more spiritually healing. But here's the thing. I didn't realize that Satan will really try everything he possibly can to get you from mentally praying. And this is a quote from St. Teresa of Avila. She is a doctor of the church. She's actually the doctor of prayer. She specifically said that Satan knows he's lost a soul who perseveres in mental prayer. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. That's not the exact quote. The exact quote is, he knows that he has lost the soul that perseveringly practices mental prayer. And so many saints have talked about the importance of mental prayer. St. Alphonsus Liguori and St. Teresa of Avila are just two of the many saints that have talked about this. And they're doctors of the church, so pretty sure we should listen to them. This is a direct quote from St. Alphonsus Liguori. All of the saints were made saints by mental prayer. It is impossible for him who perseveres in mental prayer to continue to sin. I think we all need a little bit of mental prayer in our lives. Now, I just started implementing this today because my fiance just showed me this video yesterday. And so I listened to it yesterday. I'm going to listen to it again today and really try and implement it into my prayer life. So I don't really have any results right now that I can share with you how it's impacted my prayer life. But when I start implementing it a lot more, I'm going to do a video about it, but I will not be able to do the video justice the way that Gabby did. He did a phenomenal job. Something that I really liked about Gabby's video is he actually talked about how you can do mental prayer. He actually walks you through an exercise. I have read about mental prayer plenty of times, and I've always been confused afterwards. I'm always just like, wait, is that what they meant, or was it something else? He actually makes you do exercises with him. And one of the exercises he does is he has his audience close their eyes and picture their front door in their imagination. And then to hold out their right hand and in their imagination, imagine their house key. And then they put the house key in the lock of their house and they go into the main living room of their house. And that is how you know you can do mental prayer. If you can do that, you can do mental prayer. That blew my mind. There were so many pieces that just clicked. I felt like, oh, this is what I've been missing. This is the video that finally changes everything for me when it comes to mental prayer. And so I really want that to be the same for you guys, because it's not easy and I struggle with it so much. And so Gabby really did a phenomenal job. Please go check out his video. Another thing that I really love that Gabby mentions in his video is he mentions guardian angels and Saint Michael specifically. We need to ask Saint Michael to wrap his wings around us and to protect us from distractions, because as we know, Satan will try literally everything he possibly can to keep us from mental prayer, and he will do so by creating distractions. And so if we ask Saint Michael to protect us and wrap his wings around us and keep us free from distractions, it'll be way easier to do mental prayer. And we should also be asking our guardian angels. We should do the guardian angel prayer, and really we should be cultivating this relationship with our guardian angel, the angel that literally has been waiting for you their whole existence. For thousands, millions of years, they waited for you specifically. And you know, how many times, Gabby talks about this in his video, how many times has your guardian angel just sat by you, waiting for you patiently to call on them to help protect you? How many times have you been so alone and you feel like you've been completely rejected by the world, and yet the one being that God created specifically for you, you did not call on? Your guardian angel is there for you. They want you. Their whole existence revolves around you. Start cultivating that relationship with your guardian angel. I highly suggest doing this by praying the guardian angel prayer when you wake up, when you go to bed. I also highly suggest when you're doing mental prayer to ask your guardian angel to help you, to point out things that maybe you're not familiar with and to help guide this meditation. And also ask your guardian angel during your examination of conscience to point out things that maybe you're missing in your examination of conscience. Tell your guardian angel your goals for that day. Tell them, I really struggled with this virtue, but today I really want to try and persevere in this virtue. Can you help me? Anyways, the point is, everybody should be doing at least 15 minutes of mental prayer. Everybody should be doing this if you want to become a saint. Mental prayer is necessary for sainthood. So anyways, moving on to a more different topic. If you guys were on X, or Twitter as it was called, I don't know, I'm gonna use Twitter because I just feel like everybody knows that way better. If you guys were on Twitter last week, you guys saw the Modesty Discourse. That was something. So for those who don't know what happened, basically I posted this photo, and because of it, I got dragged through the mud on Twitter. People were saying I was attention seeking, I was a trad thirst trap. They were calling me immodest for this dress, and I scrolled through hundreds of tweets, posts, and retweets of people dragging me through the mud. Some people went even as far as to say I inverted the photo, like I reversed the photo so it looked like I wasn't engaged. I am engaged. And other people said that Max should call off the wedding because of this photo. And they accused me of hiding things from Max on my social media. It's really funny because Max knows everything that goes on in my ministry. He knows about all the hate comments. He knows about all the drama. We laugh about it together sometimes on the way to the grocery store. It's just kind of funny for us because we're like, wow, this is really pathetic. But Max knows everything, and he loves my outfits. He thinks they're adorable, and he thinks that women on Twitter should have this type of inspiration on their Twitter page. Somebody also accused me of cutting Max out in like the Q&As when like we would do Q&As together. Max edits those videos, so if he's cut out, it's because he cut himself out because he didn't like the way he responded or his answer wasn't coherent. I don't know, but I don't edit those videos. I edit videos like this. But the whole point is just the fact that people will assume your intention, which is committing the sin of, well, for starters, detraction, because people were taking a lot of things I was saying out of context. And then also it's committing the sin of rash judgment. These people have never met me in their life. They don't know what I'm like or who I am or what my intentions truly are. So it was kind of just like mass chaos on Twitter for a week and a half. Honestly, it's still kind of going around. I've still seen posts about it. And in all honesty, I found it hilarious. I have absolutely no ill feelings towards these people who have dragged me through the mud, but it makes me sad how people's minds have been plagued by pornography. And that truly is what makes me sad. I can laugh at the ridiculous comments and accusations all I want because at the end of the day, they are pretty ridiculous and pretty funny. However, there was a lot of good that came out of this. A lot of women started standing up for themselves and posting their own modest outfits, which is amazing because now my Twitter feed is just flooded with beautiful, modest women, and it inspires me so much, and they're so beautiful, and it's just so positive, and we need more of that. I had a modest clothing line reach out to me, which was so sweet of them, and then Evie magazine wrote an article about it, which I will link below for you guys if you guys want to read the whole drama that happened. It's pretty ridiculous, and honestly it's pretty mundane, but if you're interested, I'll link the magazine below. Now, I still get dragged through the mud on Twitter every single day for something I did, whether it's because I posted a modest outfit or because I said something that someone didn't agree with. I mean, nobody is ever going to agree with you 100%. And I kind of came to terms with that when I started social media about 3 years ago, because I would really take things personally. And I realized, I'm like, you know what, if I'm going to be on social media, I just can't take things personally. I have to have a certain lightness about all of this negativity, otherwise it's going to really impact me. And so I started viewing these people who were hurting people as hurt people, because we all know that hurt people hurt people. So if something like this does happen to you, please try and not take it personally. Please just view it as an opportunity to pray for that person. But we are human, and it's totally valid to feel the emotions that you feel, especially if that person is bullying you. Feel free to use the block button or the mute button. I don't block anybody on Twitter because that just kind of feeds the fire even more, I've noticed. So people are free to say whatever they want, but I do mute people. But I do have a sense of peace when stuff like this happens, because I mean, I'm on social media. What do I expect? I don't expect everyone to love me. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. Not everyone loved or agreed with Jesus, so why should I expect to be treated any differently than Jesus was treated? So the people who make these comments, I view it as God putting them in my line of vision, because I need to be aware of them. Otherwise, how can I pray for them? Obviously, you guys know my slogan, haters will be prayed for, and that's something I definitely stand by. But sometimes it's a specific person who needs a prayer. And yes, generalizing like, oh, all my haters, pray for my haters, like that's great. But some people genuinely just need, like, God, please pray for Gary or Michelle or somebody, you know? But yeah. So I still post modest outfit inspo on my Twitter, and people still go nuts about it. Nothing's blown up the same way that one dress blew up, and I was like, okay, maybe we need to just take a step back, calm down a little bit. But I mean, it doesn't deter me from posting modest outfits. I think we really need to be in the public space. Women, do not be afraid to be in the public space, especially those of us who are dressing modestly. We need more of that on the internet, especially nowadays. Also, just interjecting here really quick, if you guys didn't know, I officially have my first ever limited edition religious hippie veils. They are tie veils, so they tie in the back of your hair, and I absolutely love these. I collabed with Cecilia from Ave Maria Veil Co, and she did such a phenomenal job. These are handmade by her, and I love them. So these are our official Memento Mori veils. The black signifies death, the gold signifies hope and resurrection and Christ is King, and the roses signify Our Lady, who often visits the holy souls in purgatory to give them relief. These are going to go live on October 21st at 12 p.m. Central Time, so be sure to mark your calendar, set an alarm, and sign up for my newsletter so you'll be the first to know when these drop. Because I am a nonprofit, everything is donation based, so these will be a $40 donation. Shipping is included, just so you know. And there are only 35 of these available, so if you have a special woman in your life, or if you are a special woman and you want one of these, make sure you mark your calendar and you sign up for my newsletter. I just had to throw that in there because they do go live on the 21st, and I just wanted to make sure you guys knew about them. So moving on to a more deeper topic, not really a deeper topic, but kind of more of a sad topic. We lost one of our 3 dogs. For those of you who know Joey, he was our Australian Shepherd. He was a good boy. He was so sweet. And even though his bark would scare the living daylights out of anybody, genuinely, he was a cuddle bug, and he will be missed greatly. We don't know exactly what happened. My mom believes it was a heart attack, but it happened around 4 a.m. last week, and I got a call from my mom saying that Joey passed away. It's very difficult when you lose a companion. He was more of my sister's dog than anything else, but when my sister moved out, Joey definitely became more of a family dog, and he was inseparable with Dixie, who is my dog, and so I was really worried about Dixie for a little bit because, you know, they were so close, but it is still difficult to lose a dog so quickly, so suddenly. But we are all doing okay, which is great. I just glad he's not in any pain anymore. And yeah, so I just wanted to update you guys on that because I know I didn't talk about it at all. And some of you guys were asking like, oh, where's Joey? Like, he's not in any of your stories. He's not in any of your posts. And so unfortunately, Joey has passed away. So yeah, I guess kind of just moving on with updates from my own life. I'm getting ready for the book club. The book club starts on October 2nd. I am so excited for this. This is going to be a little different. If you guys were a part of the book club last year, you know that it was really successful. Everybody had a really great time. This year we're doing things a little bit differently. It's still going to be on Zoom, but we're going to have the authors of the books come in on the last meeting of the month to discuss their book and to do a Q&A with you guys, and I think it's just going to be fantastic. So please, if you're interested in it, go ahead and sign up. I put the link in the description below. Our first author is Charles D. Fraun. He is fantastic. He has helped me so much when it comes to the spiritual side of things. I read his book Sword and Shadows, which I highly suggest for teenagers or anyone who really wants to read it. It's a fantastic book. It has Our Lady Undoer of Not prayers. It kind of discusses his own journey of going through spiritual warfare and coming into the church. But it also discusses, what we can do to prepare ourselves and protect ourselves. So we're not reading that book though. We're reading his newest book, which is called The Rise of the Occult. It's a part 2 to Swords and Shadows. And I love this book. When he sent it to me, I was so excited because this book, guys, is phenomenal, and I really want you guys to read it, and it's just in time for spooky season too. If these types of things freak you out, I mean, it's not very gruesome or anything like that. It's not going to freak you out a ton, but it kind of just makes you think about these things, and I think that's really important, and it tells you about people's real world experiences when they were in the occult and when they came out and they finally saw the truth, and it's just such an inspiring story with real people, real stories, and real facts. So I highly suggest, if you guys are interested, join the book club or just get the book anyways. I just think it's phenomenal, even if you're not going to be a part of the book club. So besides preparing for the book club, I'm also preparing for some talks. My next talk is going to be on November 30th at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. If you can show up, please do. Mark it in your calendars. I am so excited for this one. I'm going to be discussing my testimony, so I hope you guys can make it. And besides that, wedding planning is going well. As you guys know, I keep most of that pretty private just to protect our own peace. It is really important that we keep most of this stuff private, and I think I've talked about this before, but when we do get married, most of our marriage stuff is not going to be in the public eye for people to see. This is, again, just to help us keep our peace as a couple. Our kids' faces will not be on my social media. If they are on my social media, their faces are going to be blurred out for safety reasons, but we are going to keep most of this stuff private. So unless you're a subscriber on Instagram, you're not going to be seeing my dress or any other wedding planning or engagement photos and things like that. If you want to become a subscriber, it's a great way to support my ministry while also kind of getting an insider peek into things. But yeah, it's not going to be out there for the public eye, just for our own privacy and peace reasons. But the things I can tell you guys is that we have officially picked a venue, and we have our wedding colors, which are going to be a royal navy blue type color with gold, because those are Max's coat of arms, which I think is an absolutely beautiful color combination. I got my dress, and honestly, overall, everything has been going very smoothly, and I couldn't be more happy with how things are going along. So now we just kind of have to figure out the last little details, like my veil and my shoes, rentals, kind of just like the last little details. But it's just like so funny, because if you guys saw my episode with Matt Frad where he invited me on to Pints with Aquinas and we had this discussion about, well, we talked about everything, but if you guys saw that interview from last year and you saw the part where a guy named Max sent Matt a super chat and said that he was a boomer, that is my Max. That is who I am getting married to. It's just so funny to me, honestly. If I can find the clip, I'll insert it here. Oh, that's good.
This person said, who's a super chat, Maximilian, Amber and Chloe agreed with me that Matt is a boomer. Oh, really?
Max, no!
How dare you, Max?
I love Max. Shout out to Maximilian. He's one of our friends. He's our friend.
Well, he paid me $5, so I'm okay being called a boomer for $5.
Max. We love you, Max. It was just iconic. I apologize to Matt because I'm like, we don't actually think you're a boomer, but it was really funny. But basically, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for sitting through this and catching up with me. I really love being able to discuss things with you. So please let me know what's going on in your life in the comments below. I love reading about them and I love responding to you guys. If you guys want to send me a letter, you can at P.O. Box 392 Willow Springs, Illinois 60480. I love receiving letters, and I'm actually currently writing a bunch of letters to send out because I've kind of been behind a little bit on that. Sorry, but I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm keeping you in my prayers always. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!